Hello, welcome to my Midwest cooking school. My name is Jen Haugen and I am a culinary dietitian. And my goal is to help busy moms with meal planning and cooking skills so they can confidently make meals in their kitchen in just minutes that are healthy too. So I'm a registered dietitian and a Pampered Chef consultant. And so today I am going to be sharing another simple recipe that's nourishing and also good tasting. I'm going to be teaching you how to make beef stew in a simply fast way. So I'm teaching you the secret of really fast beef stew. You're going to find this recipe in my book, which is called Dinner Done. And you can find that on Amazon and you can grab that copy. It also makes a great gift as well for any busy mom you might know. But that's where the recipe is coming from today. If you'd like information about my book, please let me know in the comments and I'm happy to give you that detail as well. So I'm going to teach you how to make beef stew. I'm going to teach you a little bit more about the pressure cooker. And I want to know more from you. Do you use a pressure cooker or do you not use a pressure cooker? Let me know that. And if you have one, do you actually use it or is it sitting on the shelf? Because I'll tell you, the first time I used it, I was kind of intimidated. But then everything changed when I had my first meal out of it and how quick it cooked. So I'm going to get this going on the sear little function here. What searing means is simply sauteing. So that just means, that's one thing I love about this is because I can do it all in one pot. I don't have to sear something on the stovetop and then try and transfer it to the pressure cooker. You can do it all here. So we're heating that up. I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of oil. I like to use either canola or olive. Canola works great when you are heating up the oil first because canola has a higher pressure point or higher smoke point, than olive oil. So you won't have that burning effect when you're using it for cooking. So with that, I have another little simple tip here for you. This is the secret to making fast beef stew. You use the pressure cooker. It cooks everything 70% faster. And, a lot of times this is one thing that stumped me for a while is, okay, I want to make beef stew, but what is the meat that I need to cut up? Yes, I can go and buy stew meat, but what is that meat? You never really know, right? Well, I have done the research for you in the training. It is actually like a top sirloin boneless steak. So that is what I have here. I've cut it into 1-inch chunks. I'm going to, I have some flour and some salt and pepper here that I am going to just mix together. And then we're going to sprinkle this over the top of the beef. And we're going to just toss it with a tongs, and then we're going to put it in with that oil. What's going to happen here is we're going to get that browning effect to happen right on the outside of the beef, which really creates a lot of bonus flavor. So when you're cooking something fast in the pressure cooker, it's essential that you kind of give that little sear, which is why the searing function is so great, is because you get that extra caramelization happening. So we've got that, and I'm going to just add these in. I set this on the high setting for the sear function. The great thing about this multi-cooker, this is the Pampered Chef multi-cooker, is that you can actually control how high of a heat you have on the sear setting. So you could have it on the high setting or the medium or the low setting. Now, you don't want to, cover the beef up with more beef. You want it to all be touching the bottom of the pot because that's where that browning reaction is going to happen. And then whatever's left in here for your flour, you want to also sprinkle that on top of the beef. So don't get rid of it. It's got a lot of good flavor in it because of that salt and pepper, and you might as well use it up. So we're going to let that just saute for simply 3 to 5 minutes. And while that's doing that, I'm going to switch out my cutting board here. This is another quick tip for you for food safety. When you have a cutting board that you're going to be cutting meat on, you want to make sure that you're using a cutting board that can actually get like in the dishwasher or hot water, not a wooden cutting board, because they can actually harbor bacteria from meat and other foods. So use a white nylon style, and then you'll want to put that in the dishwasher. So we're going to swap that out, and I'm just going to cut up some onion here. Now this calls for 2 onions, and You can use yellow is my favorite. I'm, however, out of yellow today. So I'm going to do the red onion. These are onions actually that I grew in our garden. And so if you can grow some onions in your garden, I think you'll find that they really are delicious tasting. And it's so fun to just be able to open up your pantry and have that produce there for yourself. Okay, so I am going to, and it's like 2 medium onions. So if you have kind of a larger onion, you don't necessarily need to do 2. So I think I'm going to do these as the 2 here. I've got the multi-purpose blade in the food processor, which is actually called the Flex Plus Prep set, and it's a Pampered Chef product. Another great thing I love is interchangeable with a hand mixer as well as an immersion blender. So you just pop the motor on, and I'm going to grab that battery. And then we've got, looks like I forgot the battery. But I'm going to just turn this on and put it up to the highest speed. It's got a little stuck there. Let's see if we can get that unstuck. Okay. Maybe I'll have to move these onions around a little bit here. They got a little bit stuck with the blade. Somehow it went through it, but okay. You know, this is real life, so we're working with it. Okay, let's try it again here. It's still stuck in the one. Oh no. Okay, let's retry that. Take this out. Cut these into fourths. That will probably solve the problem. And then we'll just cut these up. Basically what we're doing is we're trying to get these all diced. And yes, you could do this by hand, but I like to do it in a machine because it's faster, as well as doesn't make my family cry. Okay, it's starting to go, but I don't know what's going on here. Maybe my battery needs a little extra juice. Let's see. Okay, maybe this onion is just too hard. Have you guys ever had like a little something like this happen in your kitchen? It happens to everyone here, I think. Okay. This has never honestly happened to me before with my food processor, so not quite sure why it's happening, but we are going to give it a go again. Try it again here. Maybe we'll just do a little bit of it and then we'll add to it. How about that? Before my beef gets all finished. Again, we're just looking for the outside to get browned for the beef. There we go. Too much onion in there, I guess, at once. So we're going to add the rest here. Swap this out. And we'll add the rest of our onion. Perfect timing. Got the onion just ready here, and that just beat. There we go. I'm pampered, not perfect. Okay, so we've got our onion now. Now that we've got that all chopped up, what we're going to do is we're going to actually take our beef out and put it into this bowl, because then we're going to saute the onions just a little bit with everything here. Okay, got these are looking really good. I can see the browning has happened. Okay, we'll take these out. And we started with a couple tablespoons of oil. If you don't have any oil left in here, you'll just add like another little tablespoon so that you can do the sauteing, searing of the onions as well. Now, if you have any like remnants of the beef down on the bottom, don't scrape those out. Just leave those in there. I'm just gonna measure another tablespoon here. This is the olive oil or olive and oil, oil and vinegar dispenser. Did I get it right there? Yes. Okay, so we're gonna put the onions in. and then get those cooking. So what you'll want to do is make sure it's still heating on the sear setting, just to make sure. Mine turned off because I finished that portion. So I'm going to turn that back on. And then we're going to add in some ground dried thyme with the onions. And then we're also going to add in some garlic. So a clove of garlic, no need to peel it, just pop it in the garlic press and push down and it will come right through. The skin will remain inside, just like this. So you can see that there's a little bit of fresh garlic I'm going to grab out there. But here is the garlic skin still inside. So that's great too. Okay, I'm just looking at my recipe here to make sure I've got everything. So we've got those, and I'm just going to give this a little stir. You're not needing to definitely cook these down too much, just 2 to 3 minutes, just trying to get them softened a little bit. And this is how easy this really is, because you can really put everything in one pot. You don't have to use anything else on the stovetop. It's all right here. The pressure cooker is going to do this in minutes compared to hours in the oven or hours in the slow cooker. So it's one huge reason that I love using my pressure cooker is the time savings it provides. So if you don't have a pressure cooker yet, I want you just to type in pressure cooker, and I will send you some details about my favorite one. It really is easy to use and works great, has different functions. Besides pressure cooking, you can also slow cook in it, as well as make sous vide foods in it too. So that'd be like your meats that you want to have come out just like a restaurant does. Sous vide is the function you need. Actually, that rhymes. Sous vide is the function you need. Okay, so I'm just going to give this one more stir here, because this is smelling really good. I can smell not only the onion, but I can smell the garlic. I can smell the thyme in here. One quick tip about using garlic is that you don't just want to put garlic in the bottom of a pot without anything in there. If you add onions to it first and kind of let them start cooking, the onions act as a buffer because garlic burns really fast. So you want to make sure that you're not just letting garlic cook too long by itself. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to add in some beef broth. And this is going to be perfect for scraping up any of the bits on the bottom. So all of that beef remnant, the fond it's actually called, when you're searing something, those little pieces of meat that are stuck to the bottom, you want to lift up and get them into the sauce that you're creating, because that is what's going to really help develop the flavor, even when the flavor is, or even when the meal is cooked fast in a pressure cooker. So we've got that in there. And then we're going to add just a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. So this is just going to add just a little depth of flavor here. Add that to the bottom. Okay. And then we're going to add in our meat. Meat's going to go back in. Now, when you're pressure cooking, you always want to make sure that you have some liquid in here, because that is how pressure cookers operate. They need to have liquid in order to start boiling, which creates the steam. But because the steam cannot release itself, because this is totally enclosed, it creates pressure, which is why it cooks faster. It's under pressure and cooks 70% faster. So we've got that in there. And then I think I'm missing one more thing. Oh yes, the bay leaves. So the bay leaves, you just need 2 of these. And you'll want to make sure that you remove these at the end. So I just like to lay them on top and then I grab them out at the end. You never want to serve someone a bay leaf for them to eat because they are quite sharp and they can cause issues in the digestive tract. Okay, so got those in there. I've got everything in there now. Okay, so I'm going to close this up. This is basically usually about a 10-minute prep time for this beef stew, and then it does its own thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this to the beef and pork setting, and then I am going to, it's already set for 35 minutes. That's what we want it to be at. And I'm just going to press the button to let it start going. Once it's finished, super easy, you actually add in 2 cups of frozen vegetables. So you could do peas, you can do peas and carrots, you can do a mixture like I've got here with the peas, carrots, green beans and corn, very Midwest. And you just add those in at the end and stir them in, because the heat and the temperature of the food inside is actually going to cook them without actually needing to cook them again with another set of time. So you just stir them in and let them sit there for a few minutes and they'll be totally cooked for you. This is a great recipe to make on a busy weeknight. You can serve it over mashed potatoes. You can also serve it with a biscuit and a salad. So many opportunities, but have that nice, well-balanced meal with your protein, your vegetables, some fruit, some whole grain, maybe with a slice of bread or something like that, and then a little bit of milk. So what do you think of the pressure cooker in making meals? Have you used it? Do you want more information about the pressure cooker? Please let me know. And again, if you want to grab this recipe, it's inside my book, Dinner Done, and you'll find 39 other recipes in here that'll help you get your meals on the table quickly. And you'll also find my 6-week meal plan in here, totally done for you, all planned by a dietitian with simple side dishes that you literally rotate through. So I'm trying to keep it easy, trying to keep it balanced for you, simple, nourishing, and good. So thank you guys for watching today. Please let me know what questions you have about any of the products that I shared. I will be posting some of those links, and then you can purchase them if you'd like. And I would thank you for that. I appreciate your support of my business, and I'm happy to come to you from my kitchen, and I wish you happy cooking. Thanks so much for being here. Bye.